We are back for another Brendan Schaub comedy special review. The last one I did about, 3 or 4 years ago? I think you'd be surprised. I said, I think he'll do another one in about 3-ish years. Boom! Welcome to the future, mother effers. Here we are. Brendan Schaub, the Gringo Papi, on his own, on YouTube. I thought it was funny. Within the last 5 minutes of the special, he yells, "Showtime!" Which was kind of ironic, but hey. All right. For all the Schaub haters out there, I know you guys just want me to rip him to shits and say that it wasn't funny and you want me to talk about how extreme things... Okay, let's talk about this. Did Brendan Schaub improve? Yes. Was there still some holes of a young comedian? Yes. It's a comedy special that he's doing 6 years into his comedy career, second special. Okay. Brendan Schaub. Dressed? More, casually. Black button-down shirt, slick back hair, not as dramatic as his last special. He learned. He didn't clown on himself in the way he dressed as much this time. He took aim at his family, which is interesting because if you follow Schaub and you follow everything, his wife in his relationship is specifically often criticized. We'll say that. And he says, me and my wife are not doing well. If you really follow Schaub and you watch all the podcasts, he talks about how him and his wife spoke about these jokes and how his family was in attendance and they were all okay with this stuff. He goes pretty hard about his mother-in-law at times, playfully. Talks about how his family is Hispanic and the struggles of being Brendan Schaub and living with a Hispanic family. Watch the jokes that he has and you decide if those are funny. The review that I will leave about Schaub, it still sounded a little too practiced and rehearsed at times, especially towards the middle. This is a 30-minute special. He's rapid-firing through his jokes, which seems to be the way Schaub does. I thought it was completely unnecessary. If you want to pay homage to your friends, do that. But again, the biggest cheer of the special was when Theo Von's name was mentioned. He mentioned Theo not being able to do coke, and the whole freaking room just went nuts at the mention of Theo's name. That was cool for Theo, but it's not Theo's special. Theo just had one. Let him have his time. You take yours. And then at the very end, he mentions Joe Rogan, specifically Joe Rogan's garbage. Nobody really cheered for that one, but it was kind of him tying hey, this is probably how you know me, and this is, the support that, I have around me. Schaub is getting funnier in the stand-up realm. He's learning how to tell a story. What I was really impressed with in the beginning, especially the first 15 minutes, Schaub is finding the voice of the crowd. Jim Gaffigan, when he does a special, he audibly changes his voice to represent what he thinks the crowd is perceiving about him. Schaub is starting to do that. He's starting to read the perceptions and how people perceive him and his life, and he's trying to spin those into funny ways. Now, if you compare Brendan Schaub to Dave Chappelle, Andrew Schultz, Louis C.K., Bill Burr, some of these comedy legends that when they put out a special, it is so seamless. It is so crisp. You feel like you just walked away from, watching Sebastian Maniscalco, do his thing is like a whole cinematic performance that is flawless. Where when you watch Schaub, he did go back from a theater down to a smaller club this time, and you could feel that vibe, the roar and the laughs from the crowd was cool to feel that if you were in that room, that crowd appeared to be having a good time. I did not pay attention to how many crowd changes there were. His team, done by Thick Boy Studios, did a great job with editing it. You couldn't tell that it wasn't a Showtime special or Netflix or something like that. Crisp in that regard. As far as keeping you engaged, Schaub's out of breathness the whole time, starting from his adrenaline to being excited. You could kind of hear the whole time. That was hard because it made you feel like he was rushing. It made, and he was very physical in this stand-up special. He's doing a lot of big dramatic movements, and he's kind of coming in close, and he's playing with his hair. He's playing with the duality of his masculinity and his feminine side, right? And he's talking about, it would be much easier if I was gay and all this stuff. And it was like, okay, he keeps playing to this latent gay side of himself, which is fine, whatever, if that's the jokes that you guys want to make. I think it's such a hard-hitting joke, right? Brendan is obviously not gay to the point that we know. And to keep making jokes about that seems like you're just reaching for controversy. So that seemed unnecessary. You guys let me know what you think. Thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.